Welcome to my first Dark Souls video, well besides my reviews. I absolutely fell in love with this game as soon as I started playing it, and when I completed it, I had an itch to play it again. I also watched a lot of Dark Souls challenge run videos and I wanted to make some of my own. This one isn't necessarily a challenge as much as it is just a silly idea I had. The idea actually started to form during my first playthrough when I found myself in the catacombs and obtained the Great Scythe. I didn't use it at the time as I was a strength build, but I've always liked the fantasy of using scythes as weapons, and I immediately thought of one of my favorite characters of all time, Erika Furudo from Umineko When They Cry. Bit of a niche series, but perhaps you've heard of Higurashi When They Cry, which had a pretty well-known anime back in the day. Umineko is made by the same guy in both their visual novels, and they're both amazing, and you should read the visual novels. It's worth it, and it'll change your life perhaps, both for the better and for worse. Don't watch Higurashi Go or Sotsu though, unless you want your brain to explode. Anyway, so I simply thought, what if Dark Souls but Erika? And so that is what this run is. I'll be using the Great Scythe only while looking vaguely like Erika.
Wow, there she is, in the flesh, just as I remember.
Not even sure if my hair color is super accurate, but for all intents and purposes, this is pretty much just a Great Scythe only run. Either way, our run begins as any run does, in the Undead Asylum. Unfortunately, we can't get the Great Scythe until we leave, and I don't know if I even knew that you could do a glitch to keep the Asylum Demon alive for later. But even if I did, I probably would have still killed him because I don't want my runs to be too restrictive. And so, with only a little trouble, we take down the Asylum Demon and make our way to Firelink Shrine. It is at this point that we can immediately head to the Catacombs to get the Great Scythe. However, as this was only my second time playing this game, I had quite a bit of trouble getting past these hard-hitting enemies. I spent about 20 minutes running in, dying, until eventually I managed to get the Great Scythe and kill myself to escape. I probably could have made it a lot easier on myself if I had realized you could quit and reload next to the Catacombs bonfire to reset all the skeletons chasing you, but oh well, live and learn. You may notice that Erika's scythe in Umineko glows purple, and don't worry, I have a plan for that, but we're gonna have to clear out some bosses first. But before we get started on the bosses, I went to get my beloved Grass Crest shield. As this was only my second time playing, there was no chance I was going without it. So we made our way down the elevator to the New Londo ruins, opened up this gate with a master key, and only died a single time in this really cool way. Thanks, Dark Souls. I then ran to the bonfire, grabbed the Grass Crest shield, and simply killed myself to get back to the bonfire. I then wanted to make my way to the Undead Burg, but for some reason decided to grab the items the Undead Dragon was guarding, even though I wasn't going to use them probably, and woke him up. And he killed me. And then I shit my pants and was terrified because I needed to get past him to get to the beginning of Undead Burg like I wanted. Luckily he did this puke attack and it was very easy to just run past him. Phew! I then eventually made my way back to Firelink and went to the Undead Burg, where I slice and dice enemies as usual, grab a few items, buy some goodies, and bully the poor Black Knight with parrying. I then thought about killing Havel, tried to dodge his attack like I was in Prometheus, and died. I then go back and try to backstab him over and over, only for him to turn on a dime and kill me when I least expected it. I then decided it's not worth killing him right now and go to recover my souls, but this fuckhead chased me all the way down the stairs and blocked me. What did I ever do to this guy to deserve this? I then decided to forget the souls and just kill the Taurus demon. Let's see how a weapon from the catacombs does against the true first boss of the game, shall we? Alright, the plunging attack was decent. I get stuck on the Taurus demon and he knocks me towards the ladder. So I decide to go for another plunging attack and he hits my ass on the way up, nearly killing me. Luckily I survive and we get a second plunging attack. I then play it safe, staying away from him and only going in for a hit or two right after he attacks. The Great Scythe does pretty respectable damage and we take him down with very little issue. I say hello to Solaire and then begin to make my way through Undead Parish. I die fighting the Black Knight in possibly my most embarrassing way yet, and then die to him on the staircase. But I refuse to give up. I want that Tight Knight chunk, and so as they say, third time's a charm, and we take him out. He even drops the Black Knight Greatsword. Too bad I can't use it though. I kill the hog and start making my way through Undead Parish, killing everything and everyone in sight. I open the gate, making my way to Andre, and upgrade my scythe to +1. I then head to the Darkroot Garden and make a beeline for the Moonlight Butterfly. The boss is pretty dang easy, but took a good 7 minutes or so because my weapon didn't do too much damage. I didn't know if I could throw firebomb, so I tried it out after getting impatient and even ended up killing the Moonlight Butterfly with a firebomb. I returned to Andre and used my souls to buy enough Tight Knight shards to upgrade my scythe to +5, and use the remainder to get a level. I bully this big guy on these stairs, and then immediately get invaded and die, so I turned on offline mode, just so I could, do my run in peace. I kill this magic asshole, free this golden asshole, open this shortcut, and kill this golden asshole. Fat brain acquired. Now it's time to tackle the bell gargoyles. I use gold pine resin I collected earlier to melt the first one into dust before the second one can even get near me, then melt him into dust as well. I ring the bell, buy a purging stone just in case, collect a few goodies around Firelink, and then become an egg. I kill Oscar for his nice shield, grab the rusted iron ring, and tackle the stray demon. We get to see another benefit of the Great Scythe here, bleed. Ooh boy, you like to see that. He kept trying to turn around near the end, which was a little annoying, but as long as you keep getting behind him, the stray demon is easy as pie. I then definitely didn't die to the Black Knight because I wanted to practice parrying or anything, and I definitely killed him first try. I grab the doll, and with that our return trip to the asylum is complete. I then make my way to the lower undead burg, killing the dogs on this fire. Boy, that feels good. I then make my way over to the Capra Demon. This guy gave me a lot of trouble when I first played this game, and it's still annoying that he has these dogs. Luckily they go down in one hit, and after that it's a pretty easy 1v1. I get him stuck on these stairs and then finish him off with another plunging attack. I open the shortcut to Firelink Shrine and make a quick pit stop back at the catacombs to grab the Dark Moon Seance Ring, which we'll be needing later. Make my way to the depths and clear out the butchers. I have no idea where this undead dude came from. He appeared like a magic trick. I kill some slimes in the hopes of collecting some large Titanite shards, kill the giant rat, kill some more slimes, and then take on the gaping dragon. I decided to summon Solaire because I never summoned any help during my first playthrough of the game and I was curious as to how it looked. And I chose to do it for the gaping dragon because he's really easy but he takes forever, so I wanted to speed it up a little. I cut off the tail just because Solaire ended up dying, and then the gaping dragon goes down with little trouble. I head back up out of the depths, run over to Andre, upgrade to +6, grab the Wolverine in the Darkroot Garden, head back to Firelink, take the elevator down to New Londo Ruins, and head to the back entrance to Blighttown. From there, it's a relatively short journey to the bonfire with our friend Mildred to kill along the way. And then I grab the Firekeeper's soul, definitely not dying and having to do it again, and then we head over to Quelaag. I pop another pine resin just for a tiny boost and she goes down with no problem. We ring the bell, grab the secret bonfire, and take a short detour to take down the ceaseless discharge using the easy kill method. We make our way back to Firelink Shrine and we're ready to take on Sen's Fortress. I've thankfully never found myself having too much trouble with this place, even on my first playthrough. Maybe I was lucky. The rocks did mess me up my first time here though, so I make sure to be cautious. Also, I hate this guy that shoots lightning at you. Makes this stressful bridge that much more stressful. So I firebombed his ass because he gave me the biggest trouble my first time playing. I kill this guy for a large Titanite shard, realize I didn't get the key for this shortcut and say fuck it, oh well, and take on the Iron Golem after killing the guy who throws boulders. I tried to knock him off the bridge, got close, and then died to the Iron Golem. Quite embarrassing. I try to get another large Titanite, die, get revenge on a large Titanite, then farm him until I get enough for my upgrades. Free the dude with the hat because I thought he gave me the shortcut key for some reason. Then I look up where the shortcut key is, collect it, run to Andre, and upgrade my scythe to +10. I rematch the Iron Golem, fail to make him fall off again, and simply hit him until he dies. And finally we make it to the beautiful Anor Londo. I make these dudes fall off the rafters, and our first order of business is to form a covenant with Gwendolyn. We want both the Dark Moon Talisman as well as Dark Moon Blade because it makes your weapon glow purple, and will make our Erika cosplay complete. This also means I cannot kill Gwendolyn in this run. And don't worry, I've been leveling Faith this whole time, so we'll be good to go as soon as we get those items. Unfortunately, we'll need 10 souvenirs to receive them, and the only way to get them is to either do PvP or grind them in the Painted World off of Harpies. So, now that we can access Dark Moon Blade, that is going to be our main priority, and I won't allow myself to do anything else until we get 10 souvenirs. We head through the Painted World as normal, fending off these annoying as fuck wheel motherfuckers, and open the gate so that we have a quicker way to farm the Harpies. After lots and lots and lots of attempts, and only finding 2 souvenirs throughout it all, I say fuck it and decide to leave the Painted World so I can head over to Andre to dupe the souvenirs. Run invalidated. I just call it Erika's witch-like magic at work. But before we can do that, we have to kill Priscilla. Well, we don't have to, but I'm going to anyway, because if I'm gonna do a Dark Souls challenge, I'm gonna kill all the bosses. Unless I can't, like with Gwendolyn, since I want to keep Dark Moon Blade. Priscilla nearly killed me multiple times because I kept bleeding more than an anime character's nose in a fan service riddled scene. And then I actually did die. How embarrassing. Also had trouble knocking her out of invisibility. For my next attempt though, I put on a helmet to help with the bleed and equipped some blood red moss clumps. I also did heavy two-handed attacks which ended up knocking her out of invisibility thankfully, and the fight was quite simple after that. I even cut off her tail. Good night, giant beautiful foot lady. We make the long trek back to Andre and begin the duplication process. I'm not going to explain the duping process to you, and not just because I don't even remember the details, but because there are videos out there that can explain it much better than I could. Anyway, we dupe the souvenirs and make our way back to Gwendolyn. We only have 1 use of Dark Moon Blade per rest, unfortunately, so we'll be saving it for bosses. It doesn't even last that long, and I end up wondering if it was worth the effort many times. I end up dying to this bastard son of a bitch archer. These guys out of any boss and any enemy frustrated me the most during my first playthrough. I try to deal with the first guy who thankfully stopped shooting me, only to forget the second guy exists and he kills me. I played the game again since recording this run, and these guys really aren't that troublesome, but cut me some slack here, this was only my second time playing the game ever. Anyway, we thankfully caused him to kill himself the third time and make our way to the bonfire. We utilize this wonderful skip on these stairs and head over to the second best boss of the game, Ornstein and Samo. They nearly corner me, but I escape, and we can finally see Darkmoon Blade in action. It's so beautiful. We take down Ornstein first as per usual, and after that it's just a matter of carefully baiting out some easy to dodge attacks from Samo, and utilizing the pillars and I'm squished like a bug. And he was really close to death too. Well, I'm sure the next attempt will go better, and I didn't even get a single hit in. Oh my. I blame the fact that jump is mapped to B, then I change it to be an input on the left stick. Well, you know what they say, third time's a charm. I decided to save Darkmoon Blade for phase 2. It was hard to separate Ornstein and Smo for some reason, and so phase 1 took a while. Eventually we get Ornstein down, and our supercharged scythe does a nice 865 damage to Samo. He almost crushes my ass again, and with 0 Estus left and Samo at mere pixels of health, I run in for the kill and we take him down. We talk to Gwyn, obtain the Lord Vessel, and head back to Firelink. With that, the good part of the game is over, and we now have to kill the 4 lords in their mid to bad areas. Let's start with the 4 kings. We end up dying, and I remember to go place the Lord Vessel. I didn't realize that this guy got mad if I placed it before talking to him. So, well, he's pissed, I guess. Fuck you too, buddy. I die again and head to Andre, and I definitely didn't duplicate Titanite chunks because I didn't want to farm them on Dark Wraiths or anything like that, and I upgrade the scythe to plus 15. We make our way to the 4 Keens, and then I say, oh, I forgot I needed the Rune from Sif. Oops.
Wait, did I even kill Sif?
So we teleport away and head over to Sif. I definitely didn't die without getting a single hit in, and we take her down. We grab the ring, I decide to kill Havel just for fun, I don't even need this ring right now, and then I kill the Hydra. Save Dusk so that I'm prepared for the DLC later, also so I can steal her clothes, which look probably as close as I'm gonna get to Erika's actual outfit, meaning I have to wear it. I then take on the 4 Kings, and the last one kills my fucking ass. I hate this boss. I run back to Anne Orlando, take Havel's armor, and fight the 4 Kings once again. And as expected, they go down with relative ease. Remember 5 seconds ago when I said I had to wear Dusk's clothes? Well, forget I said that because next we're heading to the shitholes known as Demon Ruins and Lost Izalith. I equipped the gold hem set for the fire protection, which I'm not sure how much impact that even has. Minus the helmet, of course, so that you know it's Erika. Anyway, I take on the Demon Fire Sage, the absolute worst of the 3 Asylum Demon likes. His arena sucks, it's cramped enough as it is with his fat ass, and the wood all over the floor makes it even more annoying to move around in. Not to mention the camera keeps going into the damn floor every time he flies up. It took me forever to realize that the lock-on sucks balls for this guy, and is honestly more trouble than it's worth for a lot of enemies. Either way, after dying 2 times, I fight him without locking on, and it's much more manageable and he goes down. Next up is the Centipede Demon. I lure him to this area over here and take him down with very little issue. I make my way through the Lost Izalith shithole, and then enter the boss room of the worst boss of any Dark Souls game, the Bed of Chaos. I stand there for a little while because I was googling the quick kill with firebombs because ain't no way I'm doing this boss normally. I had to suffer one time doing him normally, and I ain't never want to do that shit again. I get in position, practice the areas I need to look at, and perform the quick kill. Bada bing, bada boom, fuck you, Bed of Chaos. I re-equip Dusk's outfit and head into the catacombs to take on the next Lord Soul. We kill Pinwheel as usual. Vote now for what mask we got. If you said Mask of the Father, you'd be wrong, it was Mask of the Mother. Now for the worst area of all time, the horrible Tomb of Giants. I immediately slip off a ledge and die, but thankfully I return and manage to crawl my way to the bonfire. With no time to waste, I run through this nightmare and head to Nito's room. I got trapped by these 2 big skeletons and then got ass blasted by Nito. I make the rather lengthy run back to Nito and try again. This time I lure him a bit closer so I'm not in danger of aggroing the big fellas, and with relative ease I take him down. This weapon is quite powerful indeed. Next it's time for the Duke's Archives. I grab the broken pendant, get destroyed by this archer behind a pillar, and making my way over to Scythe. Equip a Ring of Sacrifice, die, and go to jail. I pull the lever, get the key, grab the maiden's clothes to decide if they look more like Erika or not, decide I like the maiden top more, but keep the antiquated skirt and remove the gloves entirely. Making my way through the rest of the archives, grab the cell key, freeing Logan, and giving myself the Firekeeper's soul, and then head to the Crystal Caves. I navigate my way through it with thankfully little trouble and head over to Scythe. I don't bother going for his tail and decide instead to simply wail on him until he dies, which happens rather quickly. With that we have the 4 Lord Souls, so the only thing left before Gwyn is the DLC, so we head there immediately. The Sanctuary Guardian is no match for a plus 15 Darkmoon Blade Scythe, and goes down without a problem. Next up is my favorite boss from this game, Artorias. He's a bit beefier than the Sanctuary Guardian, and when I failed to knock him out of his buff I got a little worried, and then he killed me. Thankfully, it was just a fluke and I knock him out of his buff on the next attempt. And with that, he's not too big of a threat. He tries to buff while at a sliver of health, which is just asking for it, and he goes down. We make our way through the Aci-L township, which I'm not a big fan of, grabbing the silver pendant and the crest key along the way. Dying to this freak at the elevator, possibly screaming in my mic at the time.
What the fuck?
Unlocking this shortcut, and then facing off against what is almost for certain the hardest boss in this game, Manus. When I first played the game, I did a very cheap strat where I used Havel's shield against him. Havel's shield blocks all damage he does, and since I did a strength build my first time playing, it was very possible for me to do this. And the silver pendant helps with the magic attacks, of course. Unfortunately, the Great Scythe is a dex weapon, so my strength was not leveled enough for Havel's shield, and so it's time to simply get good, as the young folks say. It's truly time to learn Manus's attacks inside and out. It was horrible. This was possibly the most frustrating Dark Souls experience I have had, and it didn't help that I was doing this in the middle of the night. Either way, after 40 minutes of trying, dying, complaining into the mic...
Oh, I don't have any Estus flasks left. Bullshit. Oh, fuck's sake, man. What do you want from me, Manus? What the hell do you want from me? Oh my god, I hate him so much! Fuck off, man! Fuck off with that fucking attack, dude! Use any other attack, I beg of you. Of course I always get caught by this bullshit attack, man. Horrible run back, by the way. I like how that attack is unescapable, even if you're behind him. Wow, it killed me, are you kidding me? Oh, that's really nice. I love how I don't get to heal. This guy's attacks are really annoying. Did you know that? Anyone else notice that when you're fighting this guy? This guy's not fun at all. And there's just no sound effect for that hit, huh? And I love how I have to spend more time running back than actually fighting him. Very interesting design choice they went for. Like I'm at my wit's end about to go buy 9,000 arrows and shoot this fucker from up here. This move is absolute dog shit. Holy fuck, it's so bad. Oh, thank fucking God. Yeah, fuck you, how about that?
We take down Manus after learning his every move, and I was very relieved. All that's left now is Calamite, and after 40 minutes of Manus time, he was a breath of fresh air. Though he almost did get me good, we take him down in one attempt. All that's left is Gwyn now. As this was my second time playing, I decided to try the parry chain I always see because it looked fun. It took me a bit of practice to get the timing right, and a few deaths too, but eventually we get it and we take down Gwyn.
Okay, then that time it was just that easy, huh?
Ending this fun little Erika playthrough of Dark Souls 1. I choose the Dark Lord ending, not only to get the achievement since I linked the fire in my first playthrough, but because it seemed a little more appropriate for Erika. And wow, the scythe looks ridiculous in this cutscene, what the hell. Anyway, that's it for my first ever challenge run of Dark Souls 1. Well, it wasn't much of a challenge, but I didn't want my second ever playthrough to be super difficult, and I enjoyed it regardless. I hope you did too, and hope you look forward to whatever my next Dark Souls challenge video is. Maybe it'll be another Dark Souls 1 challenge, or maybe it'll be Dark Souls 3. I suppose we shall see. That's it for now, and as always, thanks for watching. See you soon, and goodbye.